Welcome to physics. My name is Mr. Kaloran. I'm one of the AP Physics teachers here at Summit High School. I teach AP Physics 1 and AP Physics 2. It's the place to be. Be sure to forecast for it. Many of you probably already know about a yellow golden retriever just running around outside with students. That's actually my dog. It's kind of a funny story when I think back on it. Got married about 1.5 years ago. And my wife wanted a dog. Now, you would think this would be a conversation where we'd sit down and say, you know, should we get a dog? Does this fit into our life right now? Not so much. Kristen, she's amazing. She said, we're getting a dog. And I personally didn't want one, but that's okay. Happy wife is a happy life. So we go and we get our dog, we bring it back, and 1 week later, we find out that Kristen is pregnant. We're very excited to greet our daughter in August. She ends up getting pretty sick. She ends up getting really sick with the first trimester, and I end up being the primary caretaker of this new puppy. So 3 times a night, I get up to let Bridger out. I feed him, I clean up after him. And you know, initially I didn't really want a dog, but by the end, I love the little guy. He's awesome. He's my little shadow. Just this morning I woke up and I'm running around getting ready for school, and Bridger's just following behind me. So if you ever want to take him for a walk, swing on by. You're welcome to take him out. He loves seeing people. I'm often asked if I've ever used physics in my career prior to teaching. And there is one story that I often reflect back on. I used to be in the military. I was an Army helicopter pilot. I flew Blackhawks. And on my first deployment to Iraq, it was an interesting experience, we'll say. We would fly about 100 feet above the ground as fast as we could. It was good. But the bad thing was the machine gun fire would often hit us. And let's just admit it, that's kind of bad for morale. And so we'd be flying along and aircraft would return with bullet holes in it. And so I went back to my tent and I pulled out the kinematic equations, because really life is about physics. And I started doing some physics on the ballistics and the velocity of AK-47 rounds. After a few calculations, I determined we should fly at a different altitude. I showed my pilots and they were like, yeah, whatever, Lieutenant, you know, I don't think so. It wasn't until a couple months later that Big Army came out with a report saying we should fly at a new altitude. The exact altitude I told them we should be flying at. And I was like, I told you, because life is about physics.
Oh, this is super exciting! This is super exciting!
The name's Marv. My job, solving mysteries. So, it's come to my attention that the bathrooms have been locked, and students don't know why. So, my job is to figure out why they were locked, and what we can do to make sure this doesn't happen again. Alright, so my first step was taking a look at the administration, because of course, that's the first place we would go for answers.
Yeah, my name is Reno Holler. I'm the assistant principal here at Summit High School, the happiest place on earth. By and large, graffiti is probably the issue. So it's just using peer pressure. If you see somebody doing something, say something, to the person, see if you can get them to stop. So, and that's when you come to us and just let us know.
So that's what the administration told us. But some of our students said otherwise. And so we're gonna go question more students and see what they have to say.
I've seen writing and drawing on the walls and stuff, like in the stalls where it's already visible, but I know like recently sometimes the bathrooms are closed down, so I imagine it's something more than just what's written on the walls. But I've never seen anything else besides just like weird stuff written on the walls.
And like I've seen almost all of them closed. Like, I'll literally have to walk around the whole hallway and I'll just find one eventually. But yeah, it's getting really bad.
Like just in this class, if you go out to that bathroom, it's closed, and you go upstairs, that one's closed as well, and you have to go like all the way to the other hall. It's sort of just like a nuisance, but it's just annoying that we have to like close the bathrooms because people are vandalizing.
So, now after asking a couple more students about what they think and what they have heard, we're going to go talk to the administration again. We're going to go see if we can get a clearer answer on what's happening and what we can do to prevent it.
If you see something, say something. That would be to either the campus monitors, and then as well as, really any teacher. But we can make sure that we're doing the right thing by students if they're going to come forward and let us know what's going on in the bathrooms. We want a clean, safe school. That's what we want, and in the bathroom in particular. And we also don't want. I don't think it's reasonable that kids are using the bathroom for a hangout. It's not a hangout. The commons is for hanging out. The alcove's hanging out, but the bathrooms are not a hangout. It's not sanitary, and then you just start. It becomes what we call an attractive hazard.
My conclusion to this mystery is that if we want to make sure this situation improves in the future, we need to have the students know where to go and know who to say things to. And the administration needs to be clear with what they are then going to do to remedy that situation. Because with more communication, this whole situation would probably not be as bad as it is now.